Bhavan He Veda Tat Sadvam Yan Mam Dharma Anuprichyasi Chaturbhir Vartase Yena Padaya Loka Sukha Avahai Dharanyuvacha Bhavan hi veda tat sarvam Yanmam dharmanuprishyasi Chaturbhir vartase yena Padaya loka sukhavahai Dharanyuvacha Bhavan hi veda tat sarvam Yanmam dharmanuprishyasi Chaturbhir vartase yena Padaya loka sukhavahai Dharanyuvacha Bhavan hi veda tat sarvam Yanmam dharmanuprishyasi Chaturbhir vartase yena Padaya loka sukhavahai Dharanyuvacha Shri Dharani Uvacha. Mother Earth replied, Bhavan, your good self, he certainly, Veda, knows, Tat Sarvam, all that you have inquired from me. Yat, that, Mam, from me, Dharma, O personality of religious principles, Anuprichyasi, you have inquired one after another, Chaturbhi, by four, Vartase, you exist. Yena, by which? Padai, by the legs. Loka, in each and every planet. Sukhavahai, increasing the happiness. Translation. The earthly deity, in the form of a cow, thus replied to the personality of religious principles, in the form of a bull, O Dharma, whatever you have inquired from me shall be known to you. I shall try to reply to all those questions. Once you too were maintained by your four legs, and increased happiness all over the universe by the mercy of the Lord.
Bhavan hi veda tatsarvam janmang dharmanupichyasi. So, Dharmaraj, Jamaraj, he is one of the 12 authorized persons for maintaining properly the human civilization. The principle is dharma. Dharma means not a religious sentiment. Dharma means occupation and duty. Everyone has got some occupation and duty. So, karman hi sakshat bhagavat pranitam. That occupational duty is assigned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tena taktena bhunjitha. Actually, the dharma principle as we learn from Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Don't create, manufacture your principle of religion. Concoct. That is the difficulty. Dharma means sakshat bhagavad pranidha. We have several times explained this. That dharma means, dharma as it is translated in English, religion. Religion means to obey the laws of God. That is religion. Not a sentimental system of religious system we manufacture. That kind of dharma will not help us. Therefore, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the beginning, it is said, dharma projita koitavatra. Cheating type of religious system is kicked out. That is Bhagavata. No cheating. In the name of cheating and dharma, religious principle, that will not help the human civilization. The real dharma is stated by God Himself. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranidha. You haven't got to learn from anywhere else, but from God Himself. So that is explained very nicely in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya ma. To surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is religion. Not only surrender, but to act as He desires, or you become a lover of God. That is first class religion. We have several times explained. Sabai pungsang paro dharma jato bhakti radhokhaji. That type of religion is first class, which teaches you how to become a lover of God. If you become lover, then your life is success. Then you will do everything for God. Otherwise, you will simply question, why shall I do that? Why shall I do that? Why shall I? That means there is no love. That is training. Just like a novice is being trained up and he has no love, so he will question, why shall I do it? Why shall I do? Why shall I do? What benefit I shall get? So many questions will be there. But when there is love, there is no question. So, therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, after teaching so many things, yoga, jnana, karma, and so many other things, at last Krishna says, Sarva guhyatamam. Now I am speaking to you the most confidential instruction. What is that? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. This is the most confident. So, generally, a human being accepts four principles, namely dharma, artha, kam, moksha. Dharma, artha, kam. Dharma means religious principle. Artha means economic principle, how to develop economic principle. Dharma, kama, how to satisfy our senses, and moksha, and ultimately salvation. But this is material principles. We have to surpass this material principle, then come to the spiritual platform. That is sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. Sarva dharman, this is also dharma. just like people are engaged formally. Their temple charge is sometimes simply formality. Their real business is how to satisfy their senses. If for satisfying my senses I'll have to pose myself as a religious person, so let me do that. That is their religion. But that is not religion. Real religion is no sense satisfaction simply to satisfy the Supreme Lord. That is real religion. Therefore he says, Bhavan hi veda tat sarvam. So as somebody, anything, they require 4 legs, just like this platform. It has got 4 legs. An animal stands on 4 legs. Anything, it requires 4 pillars. So, to remain steadily on the platform of dharma, these 4 legs require dharma, artha, kama. If I simply remain engaged in religious principle, nobody is engaged but to get food, because food also is required. So, therefore, not only religious principle, there must be economic development attempt also. But not one man show. We should divide our society in such a way that somebody, some group of men is engaged in studying the dharma principle and spreading it. Just like we have taken the principle generally to spread what is meant by real dharma. That is the business of the Brahman. And similarly, some group of men should be Kshatriya for ruling over. Unless there is discipline, ruling, everything will be chaos. The government must be there. The principle of directors must be there. So, dharma, artha, kama. And we must live peacefully. Our senses should not disturb us, because we have got senses, they want satisfaction. So we must give food them also, senses. Dharma, artha, kama and moksha. But ultimate goal is how to get out of this material existence. This is 4 principles. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And moksha, by the impersonalist, their moksha and real moksha, moksha means liberation. Liberation means to get out of this material existence. People do not understand what is moksha, what is economic development, what is religious principle. There is no education. So unless there is sufficient education on these principles, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, you cannot have peaceful life in human society. That is not. That is animal society. Dharmena hina pasubhi samana. If there is no principles of life, that is animal society. Unfortunately, at the present moment, the education is simply for sense gratification. That is animalistic education. Therefore, in spite of advancement of so many things, people are not happy. People are not happy. Here it is said, Chaturdhi Vartase Jena Padoi Loko Sukhavahai. Sukhavahai. Sukha means happiness. If you want to increase happiness, everyone wants to become happy, that is the highest principle. Attantik dukkha, the whole struggle is going on to minimize our miseries and to increase our happiness. That is our attempt. Everyone is working for that. Attantik dukkha nibbiti. Dukkha means unhappiness. And attantik means ultimate. So people do not understand that what is that ultimate happiness. Ultimate happiness is that. Now there is no dukkha, there is no unhappiness. That is ultimate happiness. If you study whatever happiness we are trying to establish, there is unhappiness also. It is not unmixed, it is mixed. There is economic development, just in a modern age. If any man wants to become a rich man, he has to first of all accept unhappiness, to work very hard day and night. Then he can get some money, then engaging that money for increasing further money, then one day he may be millionaire. So that millionaire to become, that is also not undisturbed happiness. How to keep the money, how to invest it. So here in the material world, as we are engaged, unalloyed and unhappiness is not possible. But if you actually want unalloyed happiness, then you have to be advanced in spiritual consciousness. Unalloyed. Attantik dukkha nibbiti. Attantik means ultimate, and dukkha means unhappiness. Attantik dukkha nibbiti. Nibbiti means finished. So people do not see what is that attantik dukkha nibbiti. What is that ultimate disappearance of unhappiness? That they do not know. So many things they do not know. Therefore, it requires education. Education means knowledge, to get knowledge. And the Vedic direction is that if you want really knowledge, then tad vijnanartham sa gurumeva avigachet. One has to go to the guru or the spiritual master. Gurum eva avigachet. One must go. There is no alternative. Nobody can say that without going to the guru we can become happy. That is not possible according to Vedic principle. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he accepted Guru. Krishna, the Supreme Personality, he accepted Guru. So that is our Vedic principle. The beginning of Bhagavad Gita it is said, Evang parampara praptam imang rajarsayo vidu. Evang rajarsi. Rajarsi means great saintly kings. They also accepted predecessor, Guru. Imam vivasati yugam pratmana hamabhayam vivasana manaviprahu manu ikha kavibhram. Everything is there. So, if we actually want to be happy, then we should not live like animals, without any restriction, without any, even in your state, just to keep proper management of the state, there are so many laws. Even as soon as you go on the street, you see there is state law immediately. Keep to the right. Discipline must be there. That is dharma, discipline. To abide by the state laws, there must be some discipline. Similarly, to make yourself advance to spiritual life, you must have to observe the discipline. Without discipline, it is not possible. Adu Gurvasram. Therefore, Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, discipline means one who observes discipline, he is called disciple. Everyone knows it. Disciple means one who observes discipline. If one does not observe discipline, then he is not a disciple. And one who is not a disciple, his life is chaotic. He cannot be happy. Therefore Veda says that you must accept a bona fide guru and become disciplined under his instruction. Then you will know the higher system of knowledge, the necessity of life, and thus you become happy. So here it is said that Chaturdvi Jena Padui Loko Sukhavoi. Without discipline, without proper understanding of the four principles of life, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, nobody can become happy. Therefore, it is said there that you know everything. Bhamani veda tassarvam janmang dharman vichasi chaturdvi vartase jena padi loko sukhavai. Then next.
Satyam Shocham Daya Shanti Tyaga Santosha Ajavam Shamo Damas Tapa Samyam Titiksha Uparati Shrutam Jnanam Virakti Aishvaryam Shoryam Tejo Balam Smriti Svatantriyam Koshalam Kshanti Dhairyam Madhavam Eva Cha Pragalbhyam Prashrayah Shilam Saha Ojo Balam Bhagaha Gambiryam Stairyam Astikyam Kirti Mano Anahankiti Ete Chanye Cha Bhagavan Nitya Yatra Mahagunaha Pratya Mahatvam Ichchadbhir Na Viyanti Sma Karhichit Tenaham Guna Patrina Shri Nivasena Sampratam Shochami Rahitam Lokam Papmana Kalina Ikshitam Satyam. Truthfulness. Shocham.
These things are all mentioned. How the human society can be peaceful and progressive. These are the qualifications. Not like animal like jumping all day and night. Here in Hawaii we see that children and elderly person also, the whole day and night simply jumping in the sea. Someone is swimming, somebody is doing something else, somebody is swimming. How they are wasting time, but they have taken it. This is civilization. This is civilization. Human life is so important. So many things are to be learned. Neither in the school, college, educational institution, society, nothing of this sort. Just like a dog is also jumping, a man is also jumping. This is going on. But that is not civilization. Real civilization means these things are to be acquired in real life, personal life. That is civilization. Now these are mentioned one after another. Read.
Satyam,
Satyam,
truthfulness.
truthfulness.
Shocham,
Shocham,
cleanliness.
Now,
cleanliness.
truthfulness is nowadays is a matter of dream only. There is no truthfulness. Everyone is, beginning from the president and down to the ordinary man in the street, nobody is truthful. Now the president in your country is being questioned in so many ways because he has proved himself truthful. So this is a forgotten story, truthfulness. There is Brahminical qualification. All these qualifications are mentioned. It is not possible to acquire all the qualities by one man. That is not possible. Just like we divide if there is something to be done, we divide the task. Mister, you do this. You do this, you do this. Similarly, all these qualities must be divided among the whole population. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, we have got the direction from the Supreme Lord. Chatud Varnangamaya system guna karma vibhag. One man cannot be. Suppose a businessman. He cannot become strictly truthful. That is not possible. A politician, he cannot become actually truthful. Then the whole business will be spoiled. Everyone, suppose you go to a store, the storekeeper says, "Oh, you are my dear friend, I will not take any profit from you. I will give you at cost price, you take it." So you believe. But actually, how it is possible to give at cost price? How will maintain the business establishment? I know that he is speaking untruth, still I accept. Oh, he is very truthful. So there are so many things. The first thing is truth, therefore, then truthfulness has to be rejected? No. Another class, the Brahman class, he must be truthful. The ideal must be there. Just like in the university educational department, there is law department. It is not that the whole population of the state become lawyers. No. A section of the people may be lawyers. Another section may be other engineer, medical man. So all these qualifications must remain there, just like educational system. Here is law class, here is botany class, here is chemist class. Whatever you are prepared to accept, you can accept. But these qualities must be there. Not that because it is impossible to become truthful, therefore truthfulness should be rejected altogether. No. One section must be there. That is the qualification of a Brahman, Sattva Samadama Titikha Arjava. But these qualities must be there in the society, somewhere or other, and they should cooperate. That is the perfection of society. Go on.
Shocham, cleanliness. Dvaya, intolerance of others' unhappiness. Kshanti, self-control, even if there is cause of anger.
Daya, one must be merciful. Daya means when a man is suffering, a fellow man, another fellow man must feel for it. That is called daya. There are two things, daya and seva. Seva means to give service to the superior, and daya means to give service to the inferior. Both of them are service. Daya means a man is suffering, he is in helpless condition, just like in a hospital. Those who are patients, who are diseased, they go to the hospital, there is also seva. The nurse is serving, the doctor is serving, but that is not seva, that is called daya. he is not obliged. But out of his compassion, he is giving service to the patient. That is called daya. And Shiva means superior, just like spiritual master. Shivaya tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena Shivaya. Because the Vedic injunction is that you must go to a spiritual master. Tad vijnanartham sa gurumeva avigachet. Avigachet means must. There is no alternative. If you are actually interested in transcendental knowledge, tad vijnanam. Tad vijnanam means transcendental knowledge. Athat brahma jigyasa, and the human life is meant for tad vijnanam, to understand. So tad vijnanartham sa gurum eva avigachet. So there, how to learn from Guru, that is also stated. Tad vidhi, try to learn from him. Tad vidhi pranipatena. First of all, surrender yourself. You cannot go to any person for learning anything where there is no sense of surrender. I accept a Guru, but in my mind I remain independent. Why shall I abide by the orders of Guru? That means there is no surrender. There is no surrender. It is false. It is just to satisfy some motive. But that will not help. If you have got any duplicity in your mind, then you will never be successful in any field of activities. So the process is tad vidhi pranipatena, must be surrender. Pranipat means prakishta rupena nipa. And therefore, unless you find somebody where you can fully surrender, don't accept Guru. That is cheating. Unless you are fully confident that I am surrendering to this person, he is superior to me, he can give proper knowledge. So therefore the process is, before accepting a Guru, one must hear him at least for 1 year. And when he is convinced that here is actually a Guru who can teach me, then you accept him, Guru. Don't accept him whimsically. This system now should stop. That somebody is coming for 3 days, Prabhupada initiative. Why? First of all, see whether he is fit for becoming a disciple, then recommend. Otherwise, don't recommend. Because the cheap recommendation is creating havoc. One is not fit for becoming a student, disciple, and is accepting discipleship, and after 3 days he is going on. This should not be allowed. Therefore, in the Bhakti Rasamrita, Hari Bhakti Vilas, by Sanatana Goswami, it is directed that the spiritual master and the disciple must meet together at least for 1 year, so that the disciple may also understand that here is a person whom I can accept as my Guru. And the Guru also can see that here is a person who is fit for becoming my disciple. Then the business is nice. Because the business is tadvidhi pranipatena. One must be prepared to surrender. So unless that character is there, surrendering, how he can become a disciple? It is not possible. So these are very difficult things. But because it is the age of Kali, Kalina Buliyasa, as we studied yesterday, that Kalina Vati Bulina Buliyasa. Time is very hard time. Therefore Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that it is very difficult time. Kalo. It is not Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's version, it is the Vedic version. Kalo, nasti va nasti nasti va. Simply chant Hare Krishna mantra. This will clarify your heart. Then you can understand who is Guru, where to surrender, where to take lesson. In this way we can make. Half-heartedly, if we accept, then there will be failure. So, Sattang Sauchang Daya, to accept Guru, there is also service. And to give service to an inferior person who is suffering, that is also service. The one service is called Daya and the other service is called Seva. So if you want to realize God, then the other service, Seva, not Daya. You cannot show your mercy to God. God is full. There is no need of your showing mercy. That's Seva. Two kinds of service. One is called Daya and another is called Seva. Sevanmukhe hi jivado sameva spuratado. If you want to know what is God, then the other service, Seva. Sevanmukhe hi jivado. And that service begins from the tongue. Now generally when we think of service, we think of our hand and legs. Thereby I can render service with my hands, with my legs. No. The science of understanding God, the service begins with the tongue. You see. Atas Sri Krishna namadi nabhavet grahyam indriyam. You cannot understand what is God, what is Krishna, His name, His activities. Namadi. Namadi means name, form, quality, activities, pastimes, and today so many things. Adi. Therefore, just like we are chanting Hare Krishna, but we cannot understand what is the meaning of Hare Krishna. We cannot understand. Namadi. Navavid, Grayam, Indriya. Indriya means senses. There are so many people are hearing this sound, vibration. But why they are not becoming Krishna conscious? Because there is no seva. There is no service. Therefore it is said, Atas Sri Krishna namadi nabhavid grahyam indriyai. But how it will be perceived by the indriyas? Sevanmukhi jivado. By service. And where from the service begins? It begins jivado, beginning with the tongue. Beginning with the tongue. This is the service. So this is a great science. How? By tongue. Actually, this Krishna consciousness movement is to teach people how to engage the tongue in the service of the Lord. This is Krishna consciousness. We are requesting everyone, chant Hare Krishna, that is beginning with tongue, and take prasada and go. That's all. Philosophy later on. Because unless one has got clear brain, unless has actually the senses purified, one cannot take the lessons of the Krishna consciousness movement. Just like this is philosophy. One cannot understand the lessons which are given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, in the beginning, we do not ask anybody outsider that read Bhagavad Gita or no. Please come chant with us Hare Krishna. That is required. Chant Hare Krishna and you will feel. You will feel. Because this method will cleanse your heart. The more you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the more you become fit to understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. That is the process. Sevanmukhi hi jivhadu. So anyone who will stop chanting, he will be a victim of Maya. Always remember it. Therefore we insist, please do not forget to chant at least 16 hours. That is minimum. The maximum is 300,000. As Haridas Thakur used to do. 300, not impractical. But we cannot do that. Even we cannot complete 16 rounds. We are so unfortunate. But that does not mean, because we are unfortunate, we shall give it up. Try your best. Then life will become perfect. So, Sattang Sauchang Daya Shanti Khanti, styaga, santosha, arjavam. These are the qualities. Now, these qualities we have to explain one after another. It will take time. So, three qualities. Sattam, to become truthful. Truthful, they say this is a qualification of ash. That some big politician, some years ago, he visited India. You know, he is Mr. Lloyd George, British politician. So, he was asked by somebody, why you are not truthful? But he answered, that truthfulness is the qualification of an ass. He replied like this. Truthfulness, especially in politics, he said that in politics, truthfulness is the qualification of an ass. So here, the first thing is recommended, sattam, truthfulness, sattam param dhimai. And the biggest politician says this is the qualification of an ass. Just see how much opportunity we have got to make spiritual progress. The first beginning is sattam, and our leader says this is the qualification of an ass. So just see our position. Thank you very much. Question? We are dealing with sattam, the qualification of an ass. This is difficult. Anyway.
There's a question here.
Yes.
Prabhupada, you were speaking of the quality daya, mercifulness, and you were saying that actually we could not apply this to the Supreme Lord, but I'm thinking perhaps that the cowherd boys, sometimes were they merciful to Krishna by not being too rough with him?
They were equal with Krishna, therefore they could show mercy. You are not equal with him.
Yes.
Cowherd's boy, they were equally on the same level. Although not same level, but they were given the opportunity to speak, to stand, to talk, to eat on the same level with Krishna. Our position is different. Any other question?
Prabhupada, I was wondering about, you were saying before I've heard that before you start to learn, you must realize that you're not this body and that you're spirit soul. Is realization like different from knowing that you're your spirit soul?
So what is realization of the spirit soul?
The spirit soul?
How does
That-
one
that you
realize?
are-
How does one know that?
Between theoretically knowing that you're not this body and realizing.
Realizing means it is very simple thing that there is a living man and a dead man. So you can realize there was soul, so he was living. Now the soul is not there, he is dead. Is that any difficult? What is the difficult? Why this man is dead? They may explain these rascals in so many ways. But actually, any simple man can understand that there was something, either you call it soul or something else, that is now missing. That soul has not gone. So 1 minute before, the body was so important, and now, after 1 minute of passing of the soul, it is useless. Throw it away. Is it very difficult to understand? That's all. That is realization. If you don't realize, just like a man sleeping, but he is not sleeping. He is awakened. But a man is calling, Mr. Satan, wake up, but he is as if sleeping. So people who do not want to realize, there is no realization. Otherwise it's very simple. Very simple. 1 minute one can understand that there was something. And then we come to the Guru. The Guru teaches Shastra. From Shastra immediately can confirm. If you are puzzled, then what is that thing that is missing so that this living body is now dead body? This is the general impression. Now just to get it confirmed, you come to Guru. Guru will say, yes, it is the fact, the soul was there, now it has gone. So how Guru says? Not Guru is manufacturing. Guru says on the strength of Shastra. Therefore Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. Three things must be there. Guru must be speaking on the strength of Vedic knowledge, not manufacturing. He is a rascal. Guru cannot become by manufacturing nonsense ideas. He is not Guru. He is a rascal. Whatever Guru will speak must be evidenced by the Shastra. That is Guru. So you go to Guru, so Guru will say that, yes, you are right, the soul was there. How it is right? Now in Shastra, what is that Shastra? In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Dehin asmin yatha dehi kaumanajo nanjana. Asmin dehi, in this body, there is the proprietor of the body. That is soul. I love this body because I live in this body. I do not love your body or another's body, but I love my body. Why? Because I live in this body. This is proprietors. I take care of my apartment because I live in that apartment. I am not going to take care of your apartment. This is common sense. And Shastra confirms it. Asmin dehi, dehi means the proprietor. So in this way you can understand what is the soul. This is realization of the existence of soul. Is it very difficult? Everything is. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
That's all. Any other question? Thank you.